L-okkażjoni tat-tissir hija rilassanti daqskemm hija terapewtika. Iżda għal min jażel li joħloq karriera minnha, issir ukoll qatt speċjali li jinqasam ma' kulħadd, mhux biss mal-ħbieb u l-qraba. Fl-episodju tal-lum inżuru l-kċina ta' Emily Grimaud li ftit ta' snin ilu waqfet u bdiet tmexxi l-istabbiliment tal-catering tagħha stess.
Hi, my name is Emily and I'm a chef. I run a small catering business whereby we supply breakfasts and lunches to offices. I renovated this restaurant into my production kitchen and I've been working as a chef for about 15 years now. I took a small break to work as an accountant as well. I studied a finance course and then I decided that it wasn't really for me, so I'm back to catering. ITS gave me the basic knowledge on how to cook and all of the basic needs in working within a kitchen. It also gave me the opportunity to work with colleagues and other fellow students, and also the opportunity to work as an intern within different kinds of restaurants. Actually, this is a really funny story, and I love to go back to it sometimes within my memory. When I was about 14 years old, a family friend had a snack bar in my hometown, and every year I would literally beg her to allow me to be in the kitchen to help her with preparing some simple appetizers and little meals. And every year she would tell me, "All right, come on, you can spend the summer here." And I think that is where my love for the kitchen grew, and where I realized that actually I really want to do this for a living. I want to continue studying it. There's a couple of different things that I love about cooking. The first one being the creativity that it involves. Especially in my line of work, I get to be extremely creative with what I make. Every few weeks I change up the menu, so it consists of a lot of focus and creativity and passion. And the second thing which I think gives me the most satisfaction is when clients come back again and again and again and praise the food that they've eaten and tell me that it brought their family together for a meal or with their colleagues. And I think that to me is like a really, really big sort of satisfying part of my job. I focus mainly on pastry, so on sweet items. However, in the past, let's say, year and a half, I've kind of branched out a little bit, and now I do savory items as well. It also involves a lot of creativity, and I love it. However, I think my baby, let's say, is definitely pastry and sweet items. For an aspiring chef, there's a few things that they need to definitely be ready for. I think you need a lot of discipline to work in a kitchen, and you also need to be willing to learn. I think this is the most important thing. Even with my years of experience, I'm always constantly learning. I take courses and I learn from all of my favorite chefs. And I think if you have those two qualities, discipline and the willingness to learn, you can go far, and you can definitely work in any restaurant you want. As chefs, there are two chefs which I absolutely adore. They're not very well known, so I love Yotam Ottolenghi and also Erin McDowell. They're very different. Erin is more on the pastry side. She's the queen of pies, and she's absolutely my idol in the dessert section. And Ottolenghi is very much more based on the savory side. Both are incredibly amazing.
Qabel ma rħitilha l-midja soċjali, il-karriera ta' Emily bdiet fl-ITS u minn hemm sabet ruħha taħdem fi kċejjen differenti fi Spanja u Londra qabel ma reġgħet lura Malta.
So my experience in working in Spain and London came about very randomly. I ended up doing a little bit of a gap year in Spain and worked in a few fine dining restaurants. And I also went to London and I worked in a few restaurants, in a few fine dining restaurants there as well. And they were both incredible experiences. So my experience working in a Gordon Ramsay restaurant was challenging. It gave me a lot of basics of working in a kitchen with a lot of discipline. I enjoyed that part and I learned a lot. However, I think it made me realize that working in a very high pressure environment where you are one of the few women is not something that I wanted to do. However, overall, it was a good experience that taught me a lot about the kitchen.
Bħalma ġara lil ħafna, il-pandemija tal-COVID kienet spunt tal-bidla u kien fil-fatt f'dan iż-żmien li nibet in-negozju ta' Emily.
During COVID, we were all working from home and I was still working in my finance job at the time. And I kind of pulled together the courage to start posting these videos. I say that it happened overnight, but it really didn't. It took a lot of time, it took a lot of energy and a lot of courage to actually put my first video out there because I knew that it was up to a lot of debate and criticism. However, after a few months, the videos really started picking up and they became quite popular. And from then, kind of, it just grew. It grew very organically, very naturally, and I was always very much myself. I was always very honest on social media about where I am and what I'm doing and my plans, and it kind of picked up from there. I do have quite a lot of plans for my little business. One of them is preparing and launching some meal plans, which I think will help so many people. And also putting up a little bit of a shop front so that my clients can walk in and purchase things on a daily basis.
Illum il-ġurnata, Emily tħejji u torganizza l-kli tal-avvenimenti ta' kull xorta, flimkien mat-tim dedikat u impenjat tagħha. Fil-fatt, Emily tisħaq ħafna fuq l-importanza ta' konnessjoni b'saħħitha mal-kollegi tagħha. Konnessjoni li tista' titrawwem grazzi għal ambjent inklusiv u rispettuż.
One of the most important things about working in a kitchen and within a team is that the connection between your teammates and between employees is great. You spend a lot of time with them, you face a lot of challenges with them, and it is one of the most important things. In fact, I am very, very finicky about who I employ and who I work with. I think one of the biggest challenges when hiring people is the importance that what they are doing because they love it, rather than it being just a job. The people who I have working here are amazing. They genuinely love what they do. And together with my team, I really believe that we can take my business to the next level. Being a woman in a male-dominated industry is definitely challenging. In fact, I think it is one of the main reasons why I run my own business. I want to control the atmosphere that I have within my kitchen. I never wanted to work in a kitchen where there is aggressive behavior, inappropriate behavior, and unfortunately, it is the reality that I went throughout my years working in a kitchen. In fact, I always used to say, if one day I have my own kitchen, I want it to be a calm environment. I don't want pans flying around. I don't want name calling. And I'm really proud to say that till now I have achieved this. There's no pans flying around in here. There's no shouting, and there's definitely no aggressive behavior. I think one of the main misconceptions about working in a kitchen is that there's a lot of negativity and a lot of shouting. And I believe that it doesn't have to be the case. I think that it can change, and the people at the top need to set the tone. It's one of the most important things, as in every work, the tone at the top. We need to make sure that people we hire are respectful of your other colleagues, and I think this is one of the main things. I think there's a difference between becoming a chef and becoming a business owner. So I'm going to focus on becoming a chef. I think as a woman within the industry, you need to learn how to stand your ground, and from day one, make sure that your voice is heard. And speak up, even if your voice shakes. I think it's really important to set that on the first day. And the second, most equally as important, is your willingness to learn. I think catering is not something that you will ever know everything about. There's always different cuisines, there's always different techniques, new techniques coming out. So I think it's just really important to be open to learning more things.
Issa li ħallejna l-Emily biex tipprepara għal ġurnata tax-xogħol li jmiss, aħna wkoll wasalna biex naħsbulu ħalli nħejjulkom il-programm li ġej. L-ikla tajba, narawkom. Il-mara jixtieq jirringrazzja lil Ministeru għat-Turiżmu, lil Malta Tourism Authority u l-Institute of Tourism Studies.